Hi, in this video we will describe how to set up query filters. Firstly, I will log on to BI Launchpad and create a new query. Create a new document. Select the universe and also choose the equation. And this is the query filter panel. The query filters allows you to limit the data returned from the database. For example, when I insert dimension, year, quarter, for example, state and sales revenue, and I can also apply the year dimension as a query filter to view only sales revenue for a specific year. Restricting the query provides you to retrieve only data that interests you, and this capability increases the performance of reports and it minimizes the quantity of data returned from the database. And these are the predefined filters that's built on the universe level. They are static filters, and if you drag, for example, the last year's predefined filter into the filter panel, you will return the last year's data automatically. But by now, we will create the manual query filters. When I check the properties, there are some options such as constant, values from list, and the prompt. With the constant value, when I type any year dimension, firstly check the year dimensions values, and when I set any constant value and select the operand as an equal and run the query, and it will return the 2004 year data values. And when I return back to my query panel, and perhaps you may decide to restrict more values. To do it, I will change the operand as an in list and select the properties as the values from list, and this list of values for selected object is retrieved from the database, and I will select one more values, for example 2004 and 2005 years, and when I run the query, and it will return the one more year values for 2004 and 2005, and return back to again. And when I check the other options, for example, there are different operand types. For example, you can use the wildcards for the partial match pattern and the different from pattern. With the match pattern, you can find the values that match pattern you specify. For example, you may select the cities and first remove it. Insert city. And select the match pattern. And for example, when I typed C, it means that I will be selecting the cities which is starting with the C. When I run the query, and also add the city value to result objects panel to check it, and insert city, and it shows that the values for cities that are starting with the C and Chicago and the Colorado has been resulted. return to query panel again, and when I check again the operands and when I look different from pattern, it works to find values different than the pattern you specify. And when I look at the other operands, for example the both and the except, it means that you specify and create your report by restricting both two values. For example, when I select both values, and imagine that you are creating a telco related report, and this is not the city, and just think that this is the account type rather than the city objects. And when I type the fixed and the mobile, it means that the query retrieves data for customers who have both fixed and mobile telephone. If I select the accept option for the same case and it is typed as the fixed, it means that the query retrieves data for all account types except the fixed type ones. And when I select the other options on the properties, that is the prompt option. And this is a query filter that enables report users to select data values that the query returns at each refresh time. And by using these options, you can allow users manually enter data or select from the list of values. And you can use a prompt filter to define a question that is displayed whenever the document is refreshed. And this way, you do not restrict the data displayed to a single city. Instead, the user selects the city or the other dimension values on each refresh time. For example, when I remove it and insert the year and set it as a prompt parameter, and when I run the query and the prompt requests me to enter any value, and select the 2004 and run the query, and it will return my selection. And when I run the query, it asks me to enter any value for my each refresh. And now I will select the other year value and run the query. When I edit and look at the other properties, for example, the prompt properties, and I display it, and there are some options. The prompt text, this text appears each time the document is refreshed, and the select only from list prevent users from typing values that do not exist in the database. And the optional prompt, you can run the query without selecting any value. And these options keeps the last prompt selection you have selected. Select OK. And according to your business needs, you can create more complex scenarios by selecting the quarter, for example, or the city. For example, I will set the year as a 2004 and as the quarter 1, and also the sales revenue is greater than 1000, and the city is Chicago, and it will bring the 2004 years, the first quarter, and the Chicago cities. I will set the product SKU number of the sales revenues, and you can also change your filter, and you can create the different logics. For example, change it as the or the the outside logic, you can also change it. By changing this filter logic, you can find the answer to different business questions. To summarize, according to your business needs, you can create different filtering scenarios, and in this way, you can retrieve filtered data from database and also increase your query return performance. Thank you.